one of the big things you need to do is just do a self-analysis, do a self-inventory. How did you do? Where did you do well? Where did you do poorly? Why did you do poorly? I think those things are really important, and finding your leaks. One of my big things is I think I settle an opinion on a player, and then I just stick to it. In absence of it, like the other day, I'll give you an example. Yeah, I said on air, like, I'm not a Jazz Chisholm guy, and I just kind of had this preconceived notion. He's this player, he's unreliable. Jazz Chisholm was a 30-30 guy last year,
and he's already said he's going 50-50 this year. So you better adjust this projection.
He wants to make $35 million a year on a 10-year deal too. So it happened. But here's the point. It's like I've kind of settled in. I am, whether it's good, positive, or negative, I kind of settle in on this preconceived notion, and it's costing me.
Yeah,
I think that is one of the things I'm taking away from this is, I really got to do a better job of kind of like re-examining my priors, kind of digging in and kind of like saying, okay, what do I need? What do I need to know about this player here? And I think in the process of doing that, it's going to help improve my prep too. It's going to either add to the player pool of guys I like or eliminate some of my leaks. And either way, I think, continuing to do that examination is so important.
Yeah, that's a really good call. I like that a lot because I think I do the same thing. And I really try when I sit down, I go player by player every year. And I want to see, how guys have changed. You look at someone like Jazz Chisholm, like his barrel rate went from under 10% to 15% last year. That's a different player last year with the Yankees. He had 31-31. And, it's just, you got to look in this stuff because guys do change. They change their approaches. They adjust. You see guys add power and add strikeouts or, do these things that kind of go hand in hand. So that's a good call. I like that one. What about in season? Do you think that I think you could do that you think you need to do in season to kind of, in season in an FBC type league, it's a lot of work as well. Like if we're talking about, we all have lives, we have kids, we have wives, we got stuff going on. It's hard to, set aside 9 hours on a Sunday. Like that's just not realistic. But, you got a sense of a time apart on Sunday to look at free agency. Are you like more like looking during the week and a little bit on Sunday? Or are you kind of shutting down time on Sunday? How do you kind of work the in-season stuff? Because that takes a lot of time and effort too.
Well, I do something different all the time, and that is probably part of the problem there.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm really good about being in advance, but the other thing is, you settle on that, let's say on a Thursday, and then by Sunday, the situation on the ground has changed again too.
Yes.
That is one of the things that's frustrating. But I think just like studying for a test, the more work you put ahead of time, you do part of your daily routine, you do that. So you eliminate the cramming factor. You're not trying to figure it all on Sunday. And I think that's something that's going to help. I mean, one of the things, I'm lucky that in many ways that this is my job, but one of the things about this is talking about these players, reacting to the news day to day, every day of the week. It's in my mind. At least it's in, I may not be the most organized with it, but at least it's there. It's like not completely foreign to me. Like some people probably, can get overwhelmed if you're just like, I don't really watch everything so closely during the week. And then like, oh, this guy got called up. Oh, who is this guy? At least I've heard of most of that beforehand, but baseball's such a broad universe too.
It is. Yeah.
I'm doing a big Stratomatic draft right now. And,
yeah, there you go.
You want to talk, and this is a 30-team league, and we mirror the majors, right? Every franchise has a representative, so to speak, although we call ourselves different names.
Trying to do the math in my head, but you're essentially drafting 750 guys then?
Pretty much. Well, and the thing is, you're keeping 20 to 25 players.
Okay.
But then you're doing a 5-round rookie draft, and then a draft after the draft, so you can build up to like a 40-man roster eventually. All these pitchers, like, oh, I didn't realize this guy did this. Who's this guy? I haven't heard of this guy. Bullpen guys, especially, dude.
Someone have to be drafted for you to draft? You can't draft guys out of college right now.
Correct. And not only that, well, they have to have played in the majors.
Oh, they have the majors. Okay.
And not only that, you have to play. They have had to play a certain amount. So, like a Jonah Tong isn't even eligible for us.
Okay. So you're not drafting guys in single A and building.
No, thank God, no.
Okay.
Score sheet, but hey, don't worry. I've got that action in score sheet, and I've got that action in the Rotowire Staff Keeper League. So, I mean, they're where you have to know all the prospects and all that. But this is a good start to leading into the next step. And that's the way I look at it. But yeah, with the way teams use pitchers, especially, you really have to kind of dig in and, they'll have 40 some guys, 40 pitchers used in a given year, and you're not going to know all of them, but you have to at least see, oh shoot, this guy had a 30% strikeout rate. This guy had this 17% swing and miss. I hadn't even heard of that guy. Okay, now he's on my radar, because that's the great thing about Strat is I don't have to care what his role is. It's just have to know that he's good.
Yeah.
Whereas, Roto, obviously, we're at the whim of the manager who pitches the ninth inning, and why that matters more than just being a good pitcher. That's like Matt Swanson is a very highly coveted guy in Strat. He had 60 great innings last year with a awesome K percentage. I still like him for Roto, but we don't know if he's going to get the job for the Cardinals. Riley O'Brien getting hurt probably helps a little bit, but still. But that might, and I kind of went on a tangent. It's weird how I do that, Scott. You got me going again.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for.
Do.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, you're doing it. If you do it dribs and drabs, it helps when the time you actually have to make a decision. The other thing is just making that tough decision, making that call, whether it's in the NFBC on Fab and starts and sits, or in your home leagues where there's trading allowed, being able to pull the trigger on a trade and coming up with a trade strategy. Those are two different things too. Knowing what you need to do, as well as actually kind of saying, okay, I have some misgivings, but this is what I need to do. Let's do it. And that's tricky too.
It's good. I think the biggest thing, like, in season that's changed for me is how different Fab is from me. Even say like 10, 12 years ago. Fab was like kind of the Wild West for a long time. Like, where you talk to your friends about what are you bidding on this guy, or do you like this guy? But there was no like source to go to. And obviously, you mentioned you had Vlad on. Vlad does a Fab column now that with numbers in there. Our friend Rob DiPietro has literally he's updating his Fab stuff all along the weekend. Like, it's an unbelievable source, but there's a lot of people that have it. So it's kind of changed in that everybody has this info, but then you have to figure out, what do you do with that? Everybody thinks this guy's going for 65 to 70. Do I really like that? Do I go higher? It's just like a lot more information, but you still have to figure out how to use that to your advantage as well.
Yes, you do. You do. And
I feel like we have a better feel about what people are going to bid on people too, which is helpful in a lot of ways, but also there's no sneaking guys through anymore, which, 10, 12 years ago, there was, I could sneak someone through and be like, I really like this guy, and he would go for $5. That's not happening at all anymore. But we do have the advantage of kind of having a general feel of where guys may end up ballpark range-wise.
Yeah, at least not our top topics. But I also think that you also need to like drill a little deeper on our waterfalls. Because everybody's sharper, you need to have more names on your list also.
There's an ongoing bet on whether you hit waterfalls under 12 minutes. You got it by about 12 seconds. That was good.
Well played.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's fun. I mean, it's great. I mean, all these contests are great. If you play, your home leagues are great. I play in a lot of different stuff too. I'm just trying to make sure you get that edge, because it's I felt like I used to have it. It's a little tougher to find right now. I'm trying to find where I can outwork people and what I can do smartly, because I'm not going to spend as much time as some people. You got still a lot of stuff going on, but it's spending that time smartly that really makes the difference.
Yeah. So to that point too, one of the things I'm bad about is there are so many good resources in our industry that I have access to and don't avail myself to as much as I did before. Whether it's because I just want to keep my opinions pure and not try to leech off others, and then still end up leeching off others. But that's, it's impossible not to hear it, but trying to like not waste time and instead listen to that podcast, maybe listen at 1.25 or something like that if you have to. Instead
can't listen to me at 1.25, Jeff. I've been told you can't speed me.
I tried one time.
Was it chaos?
The best one I ever did was you and Spore at 1.25.
Good luck.
Bonkers. It was wild there. But yeah. You know what though? But like, instead of listening to music while walking the dog, I'll listen to a podcast now a little bit more. Every once in a while you got to take a break, but you got to touch the ground with something non-sports related every once in a while. But I'm trying to have a little better time management at times.
That's good. I love it. So yeah, it's going to be